All right, well, beauty of live video. 100% at the mercy of whatever the heck is going to happen when it happens. So I hope y'all had a good week. Welcome. Hey, Noble, how you doing, man? Thanks for sticking with me. I think we're good to go for the time being. Right, so it's sink or swim with 1/6 scaled toys. So like at the end of the year, they inundate us with hundreds of them, breaking our wallets, and then we go January, February, nothing, and then March they'll start coming out again, and they'll just frickin' drop them like crazy. March, April, May, and then summer comes, nothing, and so we're at the dry spell right now, and what I have is the brand new Wakanda throne from Hot Toys. I mean, I really intended to get the T'Challa in his, I don't know, maybe you call it his royal garb or the outfit that he wore while he was there in Wakanda, the black with the white. You wouldn't necessarily call it lace. Maybe you would. And you know how it is when they throw things at you left and right. You can't possibly get every 100 figures that are pre-ordered at the time, so you have to pick and choose, and I missed it, so I'm going to have to chase it down. But that would be perfect for this throne, but literally you could put anybody you wanted onto it. Of course, remember, this is how Big Bad Toy Store ships things to you, so even in your shipper box stays in great condition. They don't actually use it as a shipper box. So that's how Big Bad Toy Store stuff sends you. And then they always give you a little flyer of what they've got going on. And they give you a receipt showing that you paid for it. I don't know how many of you picked this up, ordered it, or have it coming. Oh my God, is it really that out of focus? God, please tell me that's not out of focus. Universal K, how are you doing? Please tell me this video is not out of focus. I'm looking at it on YouTube on my laptop, and it is totally out of focus. Now I don't want to start messing with it if it's cool. God, please tell me it's not out of focus. It's the last thing I need. So anyhow, like I said, you could put King T'Chaka on it. You could put T'Challa on there, or whatever you wanted to, really. But I really wanted to put him in his throne apparel. And I don't know why Hot Toys didn't release that. I mean, what the hell, really, truthfully, what the hell good is the throne without all that? So I got this in anticipation of getting that. So it's kind of like having half a piece. It's kind of like getting Vulture's helmet and Crossbone's helmet and the spears of the Black Order, and then not getting anything to go along with it. It's kind of like getting Ultron but not getting Ultron Prime. It's kind of like not getting the Ultron Sentry. It's kind of like getting Iron Legion number 3 but not getting 1, 2, 4, 5. You know what I mean? Not that Hot Toys would ever do anything like that. And, you know, that's kind of what's good about, in my opinion, the unlicensed manufacturers of these products that make the Crossbones and make the Venoms, because, you know, the licensors and the people who have the licenses for those products don't always see eye to eye in regards to making the product. So if you, as a collector, want it, unfortunately, you end up having to go other places to get it. I tell you, this is a neat looking box. got that going for it. Good morning, NM Red 21 MN. NM Red 21 MN. Good morning. Thank you. Hello, and welcome to the show. So you can see there, it's all matte finished, okay, on the throne. And then here's smooth, and here it's like a different smooth. So this is smooth like a box smooth. This is smooth like a sticker smooth. And same with this. This is smooth, box smooth. Whatever the throne is nice and textured. A little tapestry of the Wakanda continues on the side. Right there. This is Black Panther on the top. And on the bottom it says Wakanda Throne. And that's what it says on the back. Kind of digging that. That's kind of cool. On the back also. Shoebox style. And Jamie, hello. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. There's the people responsible for this figure. There. I say figure. It's really a diorama base. It's truthfully what it is. But you could put Eric Killmonger when he ever arrives. Hey, you can even put Shuri in there if you wanted to. Imagine making like getting an Angela Bassett figure. I mean, I truthfully, I would enjoy it if they made a representation of, you know, all the main from Wakanda to I don't understand why. I guess for authenticity purposes, they put a lot of detail in the backs of things when you'll never see the back of things. Specifically, this throne. I don't remember ever in the movie, and I may be wrong, them showing us the back of this throne. Maybe they did. But I've noticed on the back of the throne is some Wakanda text. That's the back throne. For real. Are you going to display it backwards? Is that how you're going to display it? Probably not. Here that this actually reclines back a bit, and this is straight up and down here. See the degree of separation there. It's relatively light for its size. It has weight though, so it can be used as other things. They did a job making it look like wood. It's literally plastic. Did a pretty good job weathering it there too. And there you have it. So one thing I didn't like about Thanos throne that came with the original Guardians of the Galaxy. Was it one or two? Thanos was that him and the throne don't seem to be well together. It works, but not as good as I would like it to. I'll put T'Chaka on here. Let's see how he works on it. I like my T'Chaka. He's really nice. It's literally the exact same suit. Only they highlighted it with gold, put pants on him, and this, don't know if you would call it a tunic, what you would call it. Has a little pocket on it right there. Yeah, I like my T'Chaka. Literally, it's the gold version of. I mean, if you took off the pants, took off this, and his sash, it would be a gold version of the Black Panther outfit that we've seen him wear in Civil War. So City of the Throne. I'm having a hard time getting him into a position. And well, I guess that's good because the knees are really far. It's really high up. Come on now. Let's do this. So here we are. Jamie, how you doing, man? I already say hello to you. I'm sorry if I did, and if I didn't, I'm sorry if I didn't. So, hello. Looks like none of y'all made it through. Hopefully you'll make it back. Anyhow, what I'm showing you here is this. I mean, that's my finger underneath him. The distance from the bottom of the seat to the ground here is just too great. I shouldn't be able to stick my fingers under here. So, I mean, no one's going to make a throne where they can't put their feet on the floor for real. You know what I'm saying? So again, they crafted this and weren't in very good communication with the the figure manufacturer or the figure designers when they were putting it all together. So, and he doesn't sit. I've got him curved in order to get him into a seated position. For some reason, his butt doesn't want to sit right either. It's like, hey, let's make a figure that we can't sit down, and then let's make a throne for him that he can't sit in. People will love that. We'll sell 1 million of them. We'll become rich beyond our possible wildest dreams. Yeah. How about not? Yeah, this throne's it's too big. It's too big for real. This is easily like a 1/5 scale instead of 1/6 scale. It's not proportioned properly. It can't possibly be. It can't. Ridiculous. It can't. I have a really hard time believing for 1 second that this is what he looked like sitting in the throne. I mean, for real. I really don't believe that for 1 second. I don't. I don't believe it. I mean, that's easily an inch, maybe not quite an inch, 3/4 of an inch, 1.5 centimeters. They couldn't make it smaller. They had to make it that large. Let's get T'Challa over here. I don't want to mess with my T'Challa. I like my T'Challa. I like my T'Chaka. Same figure. Got to move my Mark 46 out of the way to get the T'Challa. And my T'Challa has the third party head sculpt on it. Did you guys see the horse and the wings 1/6 scale that have been put up for pre-order? I was thinking if they ever decide to make a real Valkyrie in her, I don't know if you'd call her uniform, that would be sweet to have her on that horse. Oh my God. I swear, man, I hope they make a test of it. They really do. They need to make, I mean, for a fact, they really need to make the Valkyrie in her Valkyrie outfit. For real. I hope this is broadcasting. Yeah, same thing here, okay? So, literally, I'm really having difficulty getting this leg into a seated position. I mean, it just doesn't want to go there. It's not happening. It's not working. And for real, if you think for 1 second I'm putting my Black Panther from Black Panther on the throne, the way he lights up, hell no, man. He looks too good to be sitting in the throne, man. He's ready for action. He's ready to discharge the energy that's been built up in this suit. I forget what they said. Kinetic energy. I'm not sure what it was. They said that they were, it was collecting and been able to turn into a weapon of sorts. No way. He's not going here. It truthfully, if you bought the third party outfit of T'Challa in his, like, it's black with like this white lacing around it. It looks really nice, and I remember seeing it in the movie. I wanted to get it so badly. I wanted to get that. If you bought that, then buy the throne. If you didn't buy that, dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't waste your money. Hey, you do whatever you want, truthfully. But I'm a little miffed right now that I can't sit my T'Challa or my T'Chaka, and the throne is just too big. So that's my opinion right now. of it. Now my opinion might change later. That's my opinion right now. So here's my T'Challa. I love my T'Challa. And here's T'Chaka. And if you think that Hot Toys is just like money grab by just painting this gold, make it T'Chaka, that's what Ryan Meanderling, he literally said that that's what they did. He said they took this outfit, embellished it with gold, and made T'Chaka. That's what they did for the movie. So that's what all Hot Toys had to do. Put pants on him, wrap him up, put the shawl on his shoulder, and there you go. T'Chaka. So you can't blame Hot Toys for that, really. Looking at the helmet, though, I do see a difference in the helmet. And I don't mean just the color. I mean in some of the detail. For instance, see the silver stripe there in the top? It only stops like right at the crown of his head, whereas on the T'Chaka's it goes all the way down. And let's just pop his head off. So the suits may be the same, but the helmets are not even close to being the same. The helmets are totally different. I mean, totally different. So we have T'Chaka here and T'Challa. And I mean, I don't have to necessarily point out all difference to you. I'm pretty sure you can see them yourself. Big difference. But the suit, exactly the same. Exactly the same. I like how they did the new helmet. You can replace the eyes, which is pretty cool. What I didn't care for is when they UV coated everything, they didn't do the hands and the feet on the new figure from Black Panther. They should have did the hands and feet too. I don't know why they didn't. So if you can figure a way of getting either T'Chaka or T'Challa on the throne, or if you've decided a way that you wanted to pose them standing around the throne, then hey, go for it. But truthfully, if your intention is to put T'Chaka or T'Challa on it in these suits, good luck to you. This throne, I think, is just too big. It's one scale off. I don't have a hard time believing it's 1/6 scale. I really do. So Jamie, God, I would love to have a Hot Toys collection like yours. Truly amazing. Hey, Jamie, I got to tell you, thank you very much. It came piece by piece, and it's so funny when I first started collecting. I was like, oh, I only need just a handful of pieces. I just need one Iron Man, one Black Widow, one Captain America, and God bless you guys that are able to stay in that manner. I couldn't. Next thing you know, I'm collecting everything, and it becomes quite an obsession. It's almost like I need to add an addition onto the house just for a Hot Toys room. Thank you very much. I love my collection. And I work really hard at my real job and the one that pays the bills, because this one doesn't pay nothing, to be able to afford these. And I have a loving wife who allows me my hobby. And you may say, how dare she or whatever. Even somebody who really loves you, there's a point where they start worrying about you for whatever reason. Maybe they think you're not putting your money in the right place. Maybe they think you're not putting your time in the right location. And to have a partner who is at least understanding, I can't imagine her ever buying me a figure. That would really shock me. It's not like she's gonna support my habit. But we don't have discussions about it. We don't have these big, long interventions where she needs to sit down and say, you're spending too much money on Hot Toys figures. It's none of that. So I'm really blessed in that regards. But this was the figure that I had decided, since I ended up missing the third party I was going to put on here, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So I don't know what to do. I really don't. Maybe Killmonger will be better when and if we ever get it. Maybe I'll find that outfit later on Evil Bay or something to that effect. But it's truthfully what I had fully intended on doing in the first place. What's my favorite Hot Toys that you have? Wow. God, Jamie, that's a question that I'm asked a lot, and it's funny. I don't necessarily have a favorite. I would have to say, first off, not just Hot Toys, but the Fison figures are a personal favorite of mine. Any of the Fison figures are remarkable in regards to the development of the body. The male and the female figures are just unbelievable there. So there's one thing. So for instance, I have, as you can see over here, the Lady Deaths and the Vampirellas, and I love them. And I also have other figures that have used the Fison bodies, and a Nier Automata, a Hot Toys Ray figure, which I took the outfit on and put it onto a Fison body. I have a slave of Leonidas over here as a Hot Toy, as a Fison figure. I've got Daphne and Velma from Scooby-Doo. So first off, the Fisons. I really enjoy the Fisons. Now, in regards to my favorite Hot Toys, I have to say, I had to try to narrow it down in my head. The Mark 17 Heartbreaker is a personal favorite of mine. I really like that figure. And the Mark 24 Tank is the same figure, just a different paint scheme. And I don't know, there's something about it. It's its bulk that I like in regards to that. Another one of my favorites would have to be the Mark V diecast. That they really did a great job on it. They could have even gone further than they did. They could have really have made it really open up more so than what they gave us. But it's really a great figure. You look at that Mark V diecast and you see all the attention to detail that they did to it. It's really amazing. And if they were to continue on that same thought process that they were working under when they made the Mark V diecast, and if they were to redo the Mark II diecast, because they already made it as a diecast first, they already made it as a diecast, re-released it as a diecast. If they were to remake the diecast into what I would call a proper scale, because when the Mark III came out, it scaled differently. It's not the same height as all the other diecast suits that have come out since then. So it leads me to believe that it's out of scale. So if they were to redo the Mark II, and if they made the Armor Unleashed version of it along the same line that they did that Mark V, holy smokes, that would be off the charts. So the Mark V, I really like the Mark V. I really like my Mark III and Mark IV, the gray ones, the Secret Project and the Gunmetal. They're really unique, so I'm digging those. Any of the Spider-Man, can't go wrong with any Spider-Man. This Mark 50 is remarkable. This guy, when lit up, is something else. He's got lights all over his thighs, his waist, his chest, his arms, his back. Everything just lights up, and it really makes quite an impressive figure. If you're able to light this, if you don't mind putting the batteries in and taking the batteries out, go for it. I don't recommend leaving the batteries in any of these figures because they have a tendency to leak, and that can cause serious damage to your figure. But this Mark 50, yeah, this is a definite. And I have a feeling the Mark 85 will be just as impressive as the Mark 50. I already said the Spider-Man. Can't go wrong with the Scarlet Witch. A Black Widow. I always do that. Scarlett Johansson, Scarlet Witch. Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlett Johansson. Black Widow, Scarlet Witch. Can't go wrong with the Black Widow. Thor. This Thor right here is really cool. He has the same UV light up as the Black Panther does, which is really cool. It's not his whole outfit. It's just the eyes and the lightning bolts. These actually light up. You can put a battery in his chest. And you can light up these little areas. But then when you hit it with the UV, it all glows. It looks really nice. And this particular figure is sold out, but you can use either the armored arms or the bare arms, depending on how you wanted to display him in the story. If you want to do the Infinity War version or the Thor Ragnarok version, you can have, it comes with 2 separate eye patches. So you can have them with either eye patch in. So it's really a really cool figure. Of course, the Black Panther UV is really nice. They did a hell of a job with Hela. I wish that they'd given us a Kate Blanchett head sculpt where she didn't have her helmet on. I really wanted that. I haven't seen any third-party people make that, but that was something that sorely was needed. I liked how they did Gamora and Yondu. Oh, jeez. Yondu. What a piece there. Deadpool's Deadpool. You can't go wrong with Deadpool. It's so difficult to choose one as your favorite. You know what I mean? I love the Mark IV and Mark VI. That goes without saying. It's the same figure, just different chest different paint scheme. It's like a 46, 47, 42, 43, 17, 24, 25, 26. Exact same figure, just different paint scheme. And that's not Hot Toys milking the system. That's them just being true to the creator's creation. The Mark 7 is really a cool one. It's iconic. I have one regular red and gold Mark 7. I have two of the stealth version of Mark 7s. I have the subarctic Mark 7, and then I've got two of the diecast on order. Stiff on one side. Let's find out. What do I think of the Captain Marvel hot toy, and will you be getting her? I believe I've ordered two of them. I've ordered the deluxe and the regular of the Captain Marvel. CBS Sci-Fi, hello there. Which arm do you want me to chest, Rick? And where are you talking about? The shoulder, the elbow? I mean, they're not loose. If that's your question, which in my opinion is good. I don't want a loose figure. I mean, I'm not able to move them as I'm grabbing the arm and pulling on it, and it's moving obviously as you see the whole figure. So I don't know where the looseness is that you might be experiencing that you want me to verify on mine. I've seen Terrence has had his Mark 50 accessories illuminated, and they look amazing, and it's another one of those things that Hot Toys shortchanged us on. Why they didn't illuminate those accessories really is beyond me. There's a whole slew of figures right now that are available for pre-order that I really want to add to my collection, and I just don't have the money to do it. So one of them is another Mark 50. I really want to add another Mark 50. Iron Man always looking good. I got the Mark 50. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the Mark 50. Mark 50 is really a pinnacle in regards to things. It's really a great figure. It really is. The left, when I rotate mine, it's stiff. At the shoulder, do you like any of the DC line? It's not loose, just hard to articulate. So it's anti-loose, too stiff. No, I mean, I'm able to put them pretty much wherever I want. Butterfly works well. The pieces move out of the way properly. And I think you just got a bum figure. Kind of like how I did with my Mark 42. It's just a bum. You got a bum wrap. Mine appears fine, Rick. Now my Mark 42 is a whole nother story. That shoulder's a mess. I threw some Elmer's glue into it a couple weeks ago. Tried to get it to function properly. It never functioned right from day one. This guy seems to work good. You get bum figures every now and then. My Whiplash 2 had a problem with it. The helmet wasn't lighting up. I sent that back. My Sideshow R5D4, the motivator wouldn't function properly. I sent that back and they replaced it. Let's see, what was the question I skipped over? Do you like any of the DC line? I have not collected any of the DC line, not because I don't care for the DC line, but for the same reason I have a very limited Star Wars line, and for the same reason you don't see any Star Trek figures in here, is the Marvel Cinematic Universe has just consumed every spending penny that I have. Superman and Batman were, in my opinion, or in my experience, they were the first superheroes that I was aware of, truthfully. And I read Superman comics and Batman comics and watched Batman on television and all the Superman movies, and had no problem with any of those guys. And of course, Wonder Woman and Aquaman, and I've seen a couple of the movies, the DC movies, and I just don't have the money to be able to get them, so I can't comment on them. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Gosh, as you know, Hot Toys figures $300 plus, and when they start releasing 2 or 3 and 4 a month, come on, that's like rent. You know what I mean? That's 2 or 3 car payments for real. So I don't have any DC figures that I've ever reviewed, so I can't tell you. But I'm imagining it's the same quality that they put into the others. I just can't comment. Sorry. And it's not that I don't get them because I don't like them. I don't get them because I don't have the money to get them. It's not loose, just harder. You PO battle version? Yes, I did. I sure did. So I guess that means I've got 2 85s coming, the regular one and the battle version. And of course, the battle version is going to be, either posed with him saying, with snapping his fingers, where he says, "I am Iron Man," or he's going to be in his final scene version. I'm not sure which, but definitely he's going to be posed up. I like the deleted scene that they removed of all the guys kneeling. That, I think, would be a pretty cool pose. It's hard to say. I've seen somebody that put up a plan of theirs of posing the entire Avengers line up, which I've done a pretty good job doing the entire Avengers line as it is. You guys have seen, especially if you were tuned in last week as I was going through my collection. But I've got the entire Avengers line as it is right there. Let's get this out of the way. So starting with Vision, and you see Black Widow and Spider-Man and Scarlet Witch all the way down to Thanos. They're all there. All the Avengers are there, or anybody that ever was an Avenger, or like I have Hela and Loki there only because I don't have any other place to put them. I have old original Groot, Guardians of the Galaxy became Avengers. So I have Yondu. He would have been an Avenger because he was a Guardian of the Galaxy. And then of course I have Thanos and the Chitauri Warriors down there. So you can see the amount of room that something like that takes up. I love my Deadpool line. Got Thanos down here. Got the arms coming from Doctor Strange. I just picked up Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. Whoa! Boba Fett has always been a favorite of mine. He's one of the... There you go. There's a Hulkbuster and Hulkbuster 2 up there at the top. Boba Fett has always been a favorite of mine. I always thought he was cool. I'm one of those people that was able to see the Christmas Star Wars thing back when it came out, back in 77 or 8, whenever that was. And they had an animated Boba Fett in there. And then, of course, Boba Fett came out in Empire Strikes Back, and he's one of the ones that really tempt me in the Star Wars. So far, for my Star Wars line, I have the Astromechs. So all the Astromechs that have been made in 1/6 scale by either Hot Toys or Sideshow that have been released, I have those. I have the BBs, the 8s and the 9s, the 9. I have the C-3PO that was released by Sideshow, and Juiced as Inc. Jazz Inc. has made a land speeder that he's releasing soon. And when I seen that, I remember when I first seen that in the very first movie, which later was rebranded or rebadged as A New Hope. Originally, it was just called Star Wars. So anyhow, when I first seen that land speeder, I thought that was the coolest thing on ever. And he has shown pictures that he's made this land speeder that really resembles the movie very well, and it's 1/6 scale. And I was like, okay, I have to get that. So I PO'd that. So of course now, because of that, I have to get a Luke Skywalker and an old man Alec Guinness, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Stormtroopers. So I started collecting those. But other than that, my Star Wars line was limited just to Astromechs and C-3PO and the BBs. I guess the BBs are Astromechs. Really don't know. And I have a Rey because in order to be able to buy the BB-8, you had to buy Rey. Kind of like the Mark 9, you had to buy a Pepper Potts in order to get the Mark 9. And I would have bought a Pepper Potts anyhow. I hated that the only way you could get the Mark 9 was through Pepper Potts. But sometimes they bundle them like that for whatever reason. I like my Red Skull, Johann Schmidt. And he comes with almost enough to make 2 figures. So I was motivated by that and made a second figure and then turned him into his Nazi uniform when we see him where he acquires the Tesseract. And that was fun building him. Old man Stan Lee. Good old Stan. What do I think of Phase 4 is going to bring? It's funny, when I seen the release of the movies that they have planned and the order that they have planned, it wasn't like... Okay, it was in regards to Black Widow. So I seen Black Widow was listed up there. I was like, about frickin' time. You know what I mean? But everything else I was like, eh. But it kind of reminds me when Iron Man became big. So, Spider-Man, let's back up. So, turn of the century, whenever it was, 99, 2000, 2001, I don't remember. I think it was 2000. When Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man came out. God, what an amazing movie. It was really the first time that the graphics were, in a sense, believable that anything like that had been made. So that was really exciting. And the 3 movies were enjoyable to watch. And then I think they came out with Ang Lee's Hulk, which was a disaster. I didn't much care for that. And it was like, what in the world happened? And then the Amazing Spider-Mans came out, and the same thing, I didn't really fall in love with them. So when Iron Man came out, I was kind of skeptical. I was like, gosh, I don't know, man. Ang Lee's Hulk wasn't necessarily that good. The Amazing Spider-Man, I just couldn't get a grasp of it. It just wasn't grabbing my attention. Let's give this Iron Man a shot. And I was familiar with Robert Downey Jr. from all his movies that he's made over the years, you know, growing up, essentially watching him as he grew up and following his dealings of personal problems that he experienced as he was maturing through the years. And all of a sudden, Robert Downey Jr. was totally 100% cast properly as Tony Stark. I didn't buy the Iron Man comics back when I was growing up, but I bought the Spider-Man comics, and there would be crossovers, so I was familiar with Iron Man through Spider-Man, but I knew enough about Iron Man that when Robert Downey Jr. filled those shoes of Tony Stark, or brought Tony Stark to the screen, I was like, holy smokes, where does Robert Downey Jr. end and Tony Stark begin? It was such a perfect marriage of actor and character that, and the movie was just beyond anything that I expected. It was really amazing. And then they did Hulk again, and the movies just started getting better and better and better and better. And next thing I know, I'd heard of like Captain America coming out, and I'm like, what? Who even cares? Or Thor, it's like, big deal. But then when they came out, and I seen the movies, and these characters were brought to life, and you get a relationship with them. I mean, Thor has become one of my favorite characters from this last movie. Oh my goodness, he really has just become an amazing character in that regards. I imagine he's continuing on through Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, that's where they left Endgame, right? So, seeing all the names of all the movies that were coming out through Phase 4, I was like, really? But I have a feeling that if they are still made with the same care, if Kevin Feige is still in charge of it, I have good faith and look forward to them completely and totally. If for whatever reason they decide they want to go in there and start screwing with stuff, like they did with Star Wars and like they did with Star Trek, and they want to start putting in their own little zing on things because they don't necessarily care for how the franchise was done originally and they want to make their own thing, yeah, then it's going to fail miserably, completely, and quickly. The success that they experienced in whipping Avatar will not continue. It'll fall flat on its face. So if they continue on the same line that they have with Kevin Feige at the helm of the last 10 years of Marvel Cinematic Universe, Phase 4 is going to be cool. I would look forward to a Phase 5 and a Phase 6 and a completion like they did this of the stories all combining into one epic battle. That would be great. But they start screwing around, they start trying to pull some Ang Lee, Hulk business. If they start having people writing and directing these movies because of their flair that they might bring to it, or for their romantic relationship they want to try to bring into a battle, come on, no. They need to stick with what works. Stop. Don't screw around. That's my opinion. Only have 9 Star Wars figures and 5 DC figures. The rest are Marvel, QMX, Star Trek. That's kind of how I am, Everything here is Marvel except for, I don't think Lady Death and Vampirella are Marvel. Don't remember what line they're under. And of course, Star Wars. How many Star Wars figures have I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 Star Wars figures. So they sneak in here, the ones that aren't MCU. I've always loved the Star Wars line, and I've always loved R2D2. Come on. Okay, so on Star-Lord, I missed the original Star-Lord. So when they made Star-Lord for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I bought 2 of them because, let's move these guys out. Let me show you. There's my Gamora. I don't have a Drax. I need to get a hold of a Drax. I don't have any Drax. So here's Gamora. I bought 2 of the Star-Lords from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Same reason that I got 2 of the Yondus. Because I was able to then display them in multiple representations. So obviously here's Yondu with the first. here's Yondu with the new, God, I don't know what to call it, mohawk. If I remember in the comics, it was a mohawk, wasn't it? Wasn't like it was his hair, wasn't it? So let me show you the. I never took that little piece off. Let me show you the Star Lords. So I bought two of the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Star Lords. One of them I have displayed as such, which I think is a really good representation of the first movie, Star Lord. I think that does a good job of telling that story. And then the exact same figure displayed as such. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a pretty good Guardians of the Galaxy 1 Star-Lord and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 Star-Lord, as far as I'm concerned. And this head sculpt, looking at some of the pictures and videos, is a lot better than the original one. So, because I bought two of them, I could put that on here or whatever. I could have both of them in head sculpts. But I also really enjoy this helmet, this whole rocket pack. It works. So yeah, I have two of the Star-Lords. Three Star-Lords. Yeah, right? Yes. And like I said, I need Drax. I'm looking forward to the new Gamora. I really hated that they killed Yondu. What an amazing character, Michael. What's his name? Can't remember his name now. He brought him to life. Did a really good job bringing him to life, and I hated that they killed him off. But Michael. It's funny. My Deadpool figure from Deadpool is starting to collect extra little pieces of junk. I don't know how he's doing that. Every time I look over at him, he's got something else in his hands. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's hopping off of his shelf at night, roaming about the house here and grabbing things. I'll show you what he's got going on over here. He's got a little baby Groot in his arms. Every time I turn around, he's doing something. Gotta watch out for Deadpool. Find him getting involved in things he needs to stay out of. I hope they do Deadpool right now that Disney owns them. with the MCU. I hope they do Deadpool right. This is the first Deadpool with a third-party head sculpt on there. Michael Rooker, thank you, CBS Sci-Fi. Thank you very much. Yeah, I really like my Gamora, and I'm really excited about the next Gamora coming out. I hope that when, I know they're not going to do this, but I hope that when the Nebula comes out, they give us the little gold piece that she had here on her head. What they really need to do is they need to make sure that they release a in-game Gamora Nebula. So because really she ends up frying her arm and the headpiece, and I think her shirt or something is different too. So it's not the same Nebula as the one that they've announced so far. There's so many figures that they really need to make sure that they make, and I don't know what takes them so long to not release a figure. But it's so frustrating when they don't get the figures to us that we need. The next figure that I have coming, I imagine, will be one of the Spider-Man, because that's what I've seen everyone else has been getting. So I've got all the Spider-Man that they've announced for pre-order up. So the advanced suit, the Scarlet Spider. Let's see. I ought to get my pre-order list. Let's see if I can get it on this computer. Should be able to connect into it. This computer works so amazingly slow. It's not even funny. I need to really spend some time working on it. There's never a shortage of work to do. You know what I mean? But I imagine it'll be the Spider-Man figures, only because I've seen other people have been getting theirs, and I'm like the last person to get anything on the planet. Who has ordered it the day that it was announced. I'll say it that way. So up it comes for pre-order. Bam, deposits put out if it's required. Set up for pre-order. Everybody and their brother gets their figure, and then I finally get my figure months later. So if everyone else is getting it, no, in 2 months I'll be getting mine. See if I can get in here to my file and find out what I got coming. Let's see if I can pop through any of these. Hot Toys says nothing new announced. In their 1/6 scale line, they have the 1-to-1 scale items that they're making, and they have their little I'm not sure what they are, bobbleheads or what the little figures are. I definitely have Gamora on pre-order. I do want Yellow Jacket to be made by Hot Toys. I have the 1/9 scale King Arts version of him, and I have a feeling that Hot Toys will never make a Yellow Jacket. I think he's long gone. I've got the Mark 7. I have two of those on order. But I have a 1/9 scale Yellow Jacket in anticipation of getting the Hot Toys. Because, in my opinion, when you have a figure that is multi-scalable, like Ant-Man, like Hulk, because Hulk will get bigger, from my understanding, it's nice to have the transition pieces in between. And I'm not too impressed with King Arts. The detail is there, but the quality isn't. So they do a good job in the detail, but they're just really loosely. They're not sturdy. You know, he's always falling apart. Literally, just pieces just falling off him and the 1/9 Ant-Man from King Arts. The arms just fall off for no reason whatsoever. So he's what I have, and I'm glad to have him. But yeah, for real, they really Hot Toys showed us the Yellow Jacket, and that's as far as it went. So this is what I have. But no, I buy if they look right, I'll buy the multi company pieces of Ant-Man series because they tell the story of him changing. It's like I have in anticipation of the Ant-Man and Wasp movie these guys, which I really like. I don't remember who made these, whether it was Marvel Select or who it was, but they look really nice. So I normally have them standing posed as such. But I think this looks proper. The color and the craftsmanship into these pieces, I think it works. That's how I have them posed up. In anticipation of the Hot Toys release of these, which are on pre-order. Hope Van Dyne, right? Is that her name? I mess with her. I can't get her to go back the way I wanted her. If I could find like an adult costume of Ant-Man that looked right, dude, that'd be a giant man for fact. Yeah, definitely Ant-Man and the Wasp for fact. Anything Deadpool, I'll be picking up. Anything that looks like it belongs in the Deadpool universe, which really is like, how do you even call the Deadpool universe? Because Deadpool exists in like every Earth. He's in every version of Earth. So that's why I have all these different Deadpool, Dogpool and Headpool and Squirrelpool and Deadpool Pikachu and Kidpool and Lady Deadpool and Sideshow Deadpool. You know, because essentially they're all Deadpool. I need to get an Avengers Hulk. because that's a Crazy Toys, and he just doesn't belong here properly. So I need a Loki from Avengers. I need an Avengers Loki. I need a Gamora. I need a Drax. I need an Avengers Hulk. I need to collect the Black Widows. I only have Age of Ultron, Civil War, and Infinity War Black Widows. I really like the Age of Ultron Black Widow. I need to get a couple more Hawkeyes. I have just the Age of Ultron Hawkeye. For some reason. Don't know why. I need the Nick Fury, the original Nick Fury. There's pieces that are just missing out of the collection that I didn't get for one reason or the other, and then years later it's like, man, the collection's not complete without them. I hope they make a Pepper Potts with today's Pepper Potts. You know what I mean? We have Rescue coming, which is on pre-order, but they need to give us a Pepper Potts that represents Pepper today. 10 years in the future Pepper compared to the Iron Man 3 Pepper Potts, which is what that is. Which is a great figure, and Gwyneth Paltrow is a beautiful woman, but I want to see her as she is now, or will be in 5 years, because that's when Endgame takes place, is in 5 years' time. I want one of those head sculpts, and of course I want a fat Thor. Gotta have a fat Thor. They've there's a company that's put one together that I haven't pulled the trigger on yet. A whole bunch of figures I haven't pulled the trigger on, but they make a him in his bathrobe and his sweatpants and but it's just a regular fat body that they're using. If you remember Thor, his chest was not hairy at all. It was very smooth chested, and the figure that they're using has a hairy chest. So I haven't pulled the trigger on that because I'm kind of up in the air in regards to that. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. I can tell you what I've got. I think I might be able to tell you what I've got on pre-order here. What I am anticipating will be arriving soon. A lot of them, actually. Yeah, that's what I have. I have Ragnarok Loki and Fury from is it Winter Soldier? Where he's got the sling, his arm's in the sling. But no, yeah, I definitely want to get the original Fury and Loki from Avengers. I like the Loki from Ragnarok. He looked good with the helmet. Without the helmet, though, something's wrong with his head. It doesn't look necessarily right. It doesn't really look like Tom Hiddleston. I think they lost their focus there. New announcements. There's an elf warrior that has I guess you'd call it a jaguar. Figure that comes with it in 1/6 scale. Of course, there's the casual Wade figure, the casual Deadpool figure, where he's wearing pants and a hoodie jacket, a zip-up hoodie jacket. That's been announced. And a casual Steve Rogers figure. There's Severus Snape has been made by Ace Toys, so you can order Severus Snape version 2.0. And there's two figures out there now which have they call them the energy displacers. When we see when Thanos first arrives on Earth, well, really it's the Black Order that shows up down there. It's the Wizard and the big guy, I forget their names. And Iron Man comes out and those two little pieces come out, so a total of 4. And they shoot him with this huge energy burst. There's 2 companies that are making that now. One's Woo Toys, and the other one is They're called third-party toys. Those are up for pre-order. And they canceled the Mystique that has been on pre-order for 3 years. Toys R Us was making it, and they claimed they're having problems with the body and the company that was making the body. And so now they totally revamped it and totally changed it. And I canceled my pre-order I had on that. I really wanted her to look like what they originally had said they were going to give us, and it looks nothing like it now. So I just went ahead and canceled that. I don't have any of the X-Men. Deadpool is the closest I have to an X-Men. X-Man. Okay, so I've got Colossus, who was an X-Man. But other than that, I don't have any of the X-Men. Not to the best of my knowledge. Again, because you just can't keep collecting everything. It's impossible. You have a new Neo head sculpt that's come out. And the metal sunglasses from the Matrix are out in 1/6 scale. And let's see, what do I have coming? So what I am anticipating will be coming to me shortly is the Spider-Man Advanced Suit. I have a feeling that will probably come before anything else. And the Mark 6 Neon Tech. I have ordered that through through Toys Wonderland, I believe is who I ordered that through. And because Sideshow said that they weren't going to be selling any outside of San Diego Comic-Con, and then they started to sell them past that, and I'd already spent the money ordering it through Toys Wonderland, paying more for the figure than what anybody else was able to get it who got it through San Diego Comic-Con. So I'm anticipating a Spider-Man Advanced Suit. I have the Spider-Man Punk suit on pre-order, so I anticipate that coming soon. I have 2 of the re-release, they're called the movie promo edition, but of the Spider-Man from either Far From Home or Homecoming or Captain America Civil War or Infinity War. It's the same suit. So I have the original one made by Hot Toys with all the accessories, and they re-released it without the accessories. I got 2 of those coming. I have Shuri coming. I've seen some people have started receiving Shuri. I've got the Land Speeder coming from Jazz. I have the Hall of Armor on pre-order, a set of 7 of those. I have the Mark 43 re-release coming. I have Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I ordered a Red Sonja because I want to make that into a Mary Jane. So there's the Red Sonja Steampunk Edition, which I decided would be a perfect Mary Jane. I have a Deadpool Nendoroid figure, which is like a little pop head type thing, only not. I have an open helmet, a Mark 46/47 open helmet, because I really like that one. I pre-ordered it from a third-party manufacturer. It hasn't come yet. I have Poison from Street Fighter, the clothing accessories for that. So I've got 2 of those. I don't have a Fison body to put it on. I'll have to get a Fison body. I've got the Insect Lady Mantis, which is from. There was 2 companies that made Mantis. I wasn't impressed with the one, and I didn't order it. So this is the other company that made it. I've got that on pre-order. I've got 2 Scarlet Spiders on pre-order. I've got the Red Skull Soul Ghost, which is Red Skull from Infinity War in his ghost form, more or less. I have him on pre-order. I have the Old Soldier Captain America on pre-order. I have the Break Apart Mark V technical suit on pre-order, which is it just all busted open so you can put it on from Iron Man 2. I have the Mark 44 Veronica Satellite Collectible Figure Accessory Avengers AOU on order. I have Black Cat Felicia Hardy Spider-Man Head Sculpt Outfit and Fison S23B Body on order. I have a Masters of the Universe Faker on pre-order, and that I'm planning on making into Deadpool Champion Pool, which really isn't a Deadpool. It's really the Champion who joined the Deadpool Corps. So I'm going to try to figure out if I can customize that into a Champion Pool. I have Bucky Barnes Avengers Infinity War on pre-order. I have R2-D2 Star Wars Deluxe version from Hot Toys on pre-order, which is the R2D2, which has every single accessory he's ever done, if I remember correctly, available in this. It comes with everything. I have Killmonger on order. I have the Doctor Strange arms from Icon Accessories, which will be all the little arms that goes around his back. That's on pre-order. I have the Wasp and Ant-Man from Ant-Man and the Wasp. I have 2 of the Iron Man Mark 7 die casts. I have the Captain Marvel and Captain Marvel Deluxe Edition on pre-order. I have the Mark 85 die cast on pre-order. I have Captain America 1/6 scale Avengers Endgame on pre-order. War Machine Mark 4 Avengers Infinity War. The Punisher War Machine armor. I have Thanos Avengers Endgame. Hulkbuster Accessories Marvel Collectible Set, which is going to give me the Jackhammer arm. I have the Black Widow from Avengers Endgame on pre-order. I have Nebula on pre-order. I have Hawkeye from Endgame Deluxe version and Hawkeye Endgame on pre-order, so I can display him one as Ronin and one as Hawkeye. I have the Spider-Man Stealth Suit, one Deluxe version and one regular version on pre-order. The Tony Stark Team Suit, which is the Quantum Realm suit. I actually have 2 of those on pre-order. I don't realize I have 2 of them on. I have Venom Pool on pre-order. I have the Rocket from Avengers Endgame on pre-order. I have Star-Lord from Avengers Infinity War on pre-order. I have War Machine Mark 6 from Avengers Endgame on pre-order. Iron Patriot Mark 7 Avengers Endgame on pre-order. I have Spider-Man upgraded suit from Far From Home on pre-order. 2 of those. Actually, 3 of those. 3 Spider-Man upgraded suits on pre-order. I have the Rescue suit on pre-order, and I have 2 of the Mark 85 damaged versions. One is the special exclusive edition, and the other one is just the collector's edition. And then I have Doctor Strange from Infinity War on pre-order. So that is all of my pre-orders. However many that was. A lot. So there's a lot tied up over the next several months. But I'm anticipating one of the Spider-Men or the Mark 6 to arrive. I've not heard anything. So next week, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have nothing coming. Nobody's told me nothing about anything that would be coming. So I don't know what I'm going to do next week. I gave you guys a room tour last week. Can't bore you to death with that again. I have no idea. We'll figure something out. Maybe something will be announced that we can talk about. See if I can save this on my computer here. Yeah, I have Loki with his helmet on from Ragnarok. It's the only way he looks right. And that was another reason why I really want the Avengers is because of the helmet. But I have this, which I really like. I don't remember who it was that made this outfit. And then I picked up a Hot Toys head sculpt. And I don't remember which one it is. I don't remember if it's Dark World or Avengers. But that's a Hot Toys head sculpt on this body. And I really like this. So this essentially was my first Loki. He looks great. I really like him. So of course this was him in New York, or I mean Germany, when the Avengers show up. And even though the Avengers didn't encounter him as such, I really like this getup. Looks really cool. And it came with the staff, the walking cane, if you will. And I have the Mark 6, which I intend to, one of these days, pose the two of them together. I have them now just standing side by side with the Mark 6 diecast. I want to pose the two facing each other. Even though when Tony and Captain America encountered him, he was already in his full outfit, his Avengers outfit. But I don't know, I just think this is really cool. Really like it. Really like it a lot. They went through a lot of time making this figure look the way he did a good job. And I do need a bigger house. So I told my wife, I said, we need to find us a big 5,000 square foot home. And she's like, no. Yeah, that's probably what it's going to be. Talking about films, box set, all sorts of stuff. Whatever you all want. I mean, you dictate the show. I'm just hosting it. It's your show. Really. Maybe what I could do is I could work on the pink panty problems that I've been wanting to correct on, I think it's the Mark 4 and Mark 6. I don't remember what all ones it's done it on. But the original pieces, I think it's the Mark 4. I wanted to fix the hands and the pink panties and all that. Maybe I'll do that next week. Talk about that. I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about any figures coming. So thanks for stopping in, guys. How long have I had you now? Wow. Almost 2 hours with some serious technical difficulty there in the beginning. So thanks for sticking with me. This is a recap. This is what we talked about today. This is what I was planning on putting into it, and it doesn't work. So if you guys can find a T'Challa in his civilian clothes or whatever, that'd be the way to go. It'd be perfect for this. But these guys, he doesn't sit in it, and it's the wrong scale. So visit me on Facebook. I have 1/6 scale news and reviews, which I post specifically just stuff about 1/6 scale community. If you're following me directly, you're going to get my political views and beliefs and whatever else. So however you wish to do that is cool with me. I have a Patreon. I would ask you guys, if you want to help me out, hey, even if it's only $1, you'd be surprised how much that would help. When YouTube screwed everything up back in 2015, evidently you could essentially count on however many subscribers you had, knock 2 zeros off of that, and that would be the dollar amount that you would get a week. So for the most part, if you had 100,000 subscribers, you knock 2 zeros off of that, or move the decimal point over 2 places, and you made $1,000 a week on YouTube. So people used to make money on YouTube, and then in February they screwed it all up of 2015, and they did away with that totally. And so along that line, if you had 100,000 subscribers, $1,000. 10,000 subscribers would be $100 a week. 1,000 subscribers should have been, at that time, back then, $10 a week. So now I'm at $4,000 subscribers. So by the old standard, I should be pulling in $40 a week. Dude, I don't get $40 a month. So don't even think for 1 second that YouTube is paying us for making these videos. It doesn't happen. And that's where all the motivation goes right out the window. Because I enjoy spending time with you guys. That's why I do the live chats, because it doesn't take much effort. It's just my time and my energy and what equipment that I have. But in order to do high quality videos like I used to perform, I mean, I literally was expecting the money to just come in, and it never came. And it's just because YouTube totally screwed with the algorithm and decided they're not paying anybody to do anything anymore. And YouTube's response is, ask your subscribers to donate through Patreon. So I hated doing that. I don't want to do that because I have nothing to offer you other than high quality videos if I had enough money to do those type of things because of the time and all that effort for it. So that's my pitch on Patreon. I hate to go on and on about it. I really never even wanted to do it in the first place. But truthfully, that's the truth of it. So YouTube certainly doesn't want to pay you. They want to take all the money. Trust me. Trust me, the advertisers are not paying them. The advertisers are still paying YouTube and Google the same amount of money they were paying them, or more, back in 2015. So it's not that they're not bringing in the money. It's just that they decided they're not paying the help, the actors or the entertainment anymore. So that's how big business works. So anyhow, like, subscribe, share, tell everyone where they can go to see my videos. And I believe I'm going to cut you guys loose. Unless you got anything else you want to talk about? Is that a custom Loki? That was a custom Loki. It sure was, Jason. Sure was. I don't remember what body it was that I put on there. It's a Hot Toys head, and the outfit I bought was possibly very cool. I don't remember who it was that made the outfit. But I've had him for, gosh, maybe 3 or 4 years. Really like him. Really like him. So thanks, guys. And if you don't have anything else for me, I'm going to end this chat and let you guys go. And thank you very much for sticking with me. See you on the next video. Oh, wait, what? Love the reviews, man. I would super appreciate it if you start it again and not edit the unboxing part out. Okay. All right. Thank you. That's really good feedback. I appreciate that, Jason. One of the things that I talk about, or I've batted around doing, is getting back to the old reviews. And one of the things that I've actually batted about doing was, because I have a 4K camera. When I first started, I didn't have a 4K camera, and I just thought it would be neat to just do like a review of every single piece in here, just like redo like the Mark 1, redo the Mark 2, redo the Mark 3, and then it's in 4K, so we can actually see a lot more quality on the images. Just one of those things that I've thought about, but you know how that goes. So thanks, Jason. That's a good input, and it motivates me to know that you guys actually love those. Thank you very much. So I'll see y'all next week. And, and I have a P.O. box too. Should be listed in the bottom. Send me your fan work. Send me drawings. Shoot me a line if you want. Anything at all. Send me figures if you want me to review them. If you need me to send it back, I'll send it back to you. And so that's up to you too. Anyhow, thanks. Peace. See y'all in the next video.